All right, so you guys get the idea of all that. John Schlaff, police chief, almost 40 years. Don't mind my chicken scratch of service. 17 years stint as chief of police. Short retirement. Director of Knox College by that point. And I guess he got into some real estate, and from what I read, it didn't really go the best. I just thought this was funny, so I put this in here. I guess a small number of undercovers were hired to prowl the campus. Anyways, August 2023, Peter Schwartzman announced he selected John as an intern city manager. 2 years. He's been gone for 2 years. It was a short little deal there. But so, anyways, so deep ties to Galesburg, meaning he can pull some strings. Now that we know that, or now that we know this, guess who John's related to? It's Seth Parlier. It's his grandfather, guys. And a bunch of his family members are EMTs. I think that's odd. Let's see his charges real quick. I just wrote them down. You can already see them on the video beforehand. Aggravated domestic / battery with strangulation. That's a fucking felony. Possession / display altered ID. What? Count 3, domestic by the way, I want to see this whole, I'm going to FOIA request this whole situation. I want to see it. Domestic battery, physical contact. Battery caused bodily harm. And I got a bunch of messages from said person on, it's pretty disgusting and disturbing. Guilty plea, by the way. And so then the sheriff's department, from what I heard and what I've been told, I guess said, well, if you can get it all expunged, then we'll just go ahead and hire you on. So count 1, or I already read all that, sorry. Conditional discharge, fine, med and mental treatment, drug treatment. And then, good old Knox County Sheriff's Office says, here's a badge, unbridled power, qualified immunity, and a nice paycheck and benefits. Hopefully he doesn't leave there and become a cop or a sheriff, deputy, whatever. Hope they don't send him to any domestic calls if he leaves corrections. Guys, I don't know if any of this is true, but tell me that doesn't make sense, dude. He knew somebody within, and they got him in there. I guarantee it. And that shit right there, very sketchy. You can't tell me I'm crazy for finding all this and figuring it out. I almost guarantee this is factual. Oh my God. All right. And so what I just basically, it was pretty easy to figure all this out. I'm going to put some screenshots in probably towards the end of this, blurring some stuff out just because of the victim. It's pretty easy to find out who the victim is, but I'm not going to put it on there. This is how low standards are set across the nation. I've been studying police misconduct, corruption, blatant misunderstanding of basic law, and their little mannerisms. Like, if you tell a cop no, you'll notice they do shit like that. They don't like being told no. They will literally back their brothers, even down to the point where they'll lie to their own police chief. It's crazy. And I know it sounds insane. If you don't believe me, you can literally join my Facebook group, United States Tank Patrol Group. There's a saying, you don't shit where you sleep. That's why I've never fucked with Galesburg. But after the Russ Idol incident, I almost wanted to start digging in. But then I seen this shit, and it pissed me off. So I started you guys can go online and look up John Schlaff, and there's all kinds of different shit on there. I'm going to go and pull some FOIA requests, and we'll just head from there. I'm also I'm going to start auditing full time. Like, I don't even know. It's kind of, You always got to be ready to get arrested because you know they don't like accountability. They'll scream accountability, but then the moment a citizen holds them accountable, it's out the window. But yeah, they think citizens can't be journalists too. That's fucking hilarious in my opinion. Why we have the First Amendment right to, well, freedom of speech, press, religion, assembly, and petition our grievances with our government. And that's what we're going to do here. That young man, he's 23 years old too, and already has that going on as a... What's crazy to me is that he's got 4 counts of basically, we can call it domestic battery, and then she told me too, he's strangled her multiple times in different manners. Them are all like felonies. Like, I have a rap sheet too. You can look me up, and I do have run-ins with law enforcement, shit like that. I'll admit it. But I get fucked every single time, and every other citizen does too. It can be the most bullshit thing ever, and you get fucked over it. But then this guy just, oh, bro, if you just get that expunged, we'll hire you on and pay you $40,000 to $80,000 a year, and give you the most badass deal possible. You know, I mean, you're gonna get freaking qualified immunity and basically unbridled power as long as you're inside of that building. But here in a couple of years, you can leave and come join us, and you can be a cop out on the street. That's fucking scary. The dude's got a track record at 23 years old of just being violent. I have none of that, and I still got fucked and had to pay thousands of dollars. That's why this shit pisses me off. It's crazy. And the whole thing even comes back to where I started studying this kind of shit and watching this kind of shit is literally from a sheriff's deputy, and it was a female. Her name, I believe, was Worsfold. And she violated my rights when I was in high school. The funny thing is I sat next to her daughter in class. Her daughter was driving like a brand new car and shit. I just happened to have an old beat up kind of hot rod looking car. And I touched a yellow line going over the bridge to Knoxville, or from Knoxville to Galesburg. And this lady treated me like I was a criminal. Well, look at that. Knox County Sheriff's Office at it again. She created an auditor, and I will thank her every day of the week for that, honestly. She's the reason I know the information I know. Just basic rights, really rights in general.